Hello, forever friends and family. I would like to welcome everybody to webinar Investment, Investment, and Investment. Today is April 7, 2025, Monday, and we have a picture on the screen. What you don't know, in the orange color. Then in the green color, on the right top side of the circle, we have what you know. And in the blue color, what you know, you don't know. So I assume we don't know as much as we really want to about investment. And if you remember, I asked you to do your homework. And if anybody would like to share what do you know about investment, please unmute your microphone and proceed. And I forgot to introduce myself just in case. My name is Alex Trunitsky, and I am the organizer of this webinar. Who is going to be first? I count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nobody. Okay, if nobody volunteers as usual, very good. So we're going to watch short video with some details and translation from English to Russian. And it's going to help me, my friend and partner from Brooklyn, New York, Assistant Supervisor Zoya Sergey. Let me change the screen. Hold on for a second, please. Next part. Zoya, what do you see on the screen?
Eric.
Eric, okay, let's go. Thank you.
One question I get quite often is, where should I invest my money? What is the best investment? Is it in the stock market? You know, people are making money from their network marketing business. Is it in the stock market? Is it in real estate? Is it investing in another business? Is it, some gold, crypto? Where is it? And here's my answer. In our business, the absolute best investment is you. It's you. That's why I'm so proud of you for being here inside of this GoPro Insider program, because you're investing in you. A little bit of your money, a little bit of your time, and you're developing a stronger you. Hopefully through these lessons, you're getting the mindset, skill set, strategy, leadership concepts, tips, tactics that you can use in order to be able to build a more successful business.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Один из самых частых вопросов, которые мне задают, куда мне вложить свои деньги или какое вложение самое выгодное. Это может быть фондовый рынок, может быть сетевой маркетинг, люди ведь зарабатывают в этой сфере, или это недвижимость, или это инвестиции в другой бизнес, золото, криптовалюта. Куда именно? И вот мой ответ. В нашем бизнесе лучшее вложение – это вы сами, это вы. Именно поэтому я горжусь тем, что вы здесь, внутри программы GoPro Insider, потому что вы вкладываете в себя немного денег, немного времени и развиваете сильную, прокачанную версию себя. Надеюсь, благодаря этим урокам вы получаете правильный настрой, навыки, стратегии, лидерские принципы, советы и приемы, которые помогут вам построить более успешный бизнес.
Небольшое дополнение. Он не упоминал сетевой маркетинг, он упоминал real estate. Let's move on.
I learned this early, that if I wanted to have more, it wasn't on the company, it wasn't on the products, it wasn't on the compensation plan, because those were the same for everybody. The only difference was me. So I became addicted to investing in me. You can invest two different ways. One is sweat equity, sweat investment. Like you can work hard on you by just doing the things that you need to do and putting in the time, investing in your skills by practicing over and over, investing in your attitude by feeding your mind with good ideas and protecting your mind from distractions. But also, not just the sweat part. I think most people in network marketing sleep on the shortcut, and that is financial. If you can write a check and get access to information that will move your business forward faster, I mean, in my opinion, you have to write it. Well, what if I don't have the money? Well, then you really have to write it. I'm not asking you to buy something from me. I mean, I think I provide good solutions for somebody who's serious about network marketing, but I will tell you, whether it's me or it's Jim Rohn or it's Tony Robbins or any of the people out in the marketplace that offer solutions, if you're not good at sales, find somebody good at sales and learn from them. If you're not good at recruiting, find somebody that will teach you. And if you can spend a few dollars and learn what they've learned in 20 years, do it.
Okay. М, ам, Я понял, что это еще в начале своего пути, что если я хочу большего, дело не в компании, не в продукте, не в плане вознаграждения. Все это одинаково для всех. Единственное отличие — это я сам. Поэтому я стал зависим от инвестиций в себя. Инвестировать можно двумя способами. Первый — это усилие или пот, труд, то есть вы просто усердно работаете над собой, делаете нужные действия, вкладываете время, развиваете навыки через постоянную практику, улучшаете свое мышление, наполняете разум полезными идеями и защищаете его от отвлекающих факторов. Но есть и второй способ, финансовый. Вы выписываете чек и получаете знания. И, на мой взгляд, большинство людей в сетевом маркетинге упускает его. Если вы можете заплатить и получить доступ к информации, которая ускорит ваш рост в бизнесе, вы обязаны это сделать. А что, если у меня нет денег? Значит, вам тем более нужно это сделать. И я не говорю, что вы должны что-то покупать у меня. Да, я предоставляю хорошие решения для тех, кто серьезно относится к сетевому маркетингу. Но даже если не у меня, у Джима Рона или Тони Роббинса или кого-то еще на рынке, если вы не умеете продавать, найдите того, кто умеет. И учитесь у него. Если вы не умеете приглашать людей, найдите учителя. Если вы можете потратить немного денег и за 3 дня усвоить то, на что у вас ушло бы 20 лет, сделайте это. Это самый короткий путь.
It is the quickest shortcut. So many people are cheap with themselves. They're like, oh, I don't want to pay that kind of money. That's crazy. Guess what's crazy? You could pay $1,000 for something and learn it in 3 days, or don't pay $1,000 and it takes you 3 years. What's the knowledge worth if you can be 3 years smarter without being 3 years older? I mean, if it's not worth $1,000 to you, I think you're not thinking right. You could pay $5,000 and learn how to be an unbelievable presenter, but no, you don't want to pay that $5,000. You're going to rather practice for the next 5 years and go through all kinds of ups and downs and the school of hard knocks and get your, bloodied nose when you're going through the process. Yeah. I've learned to not be prideful when it comes to finding somebody with expertise, paying them to be able to transfer their expertise to me.
Окей. Итак, это самый короткий путь. Многие жалеют деньги на себя. О, я не хочу платить столько денег, это безумство. А что действительно безумно? Заплатить $1000 и выучить все за 3 дня или не платить и тратить 3 года своей жизни на то же самое. Представьте, вы можете стать на 3 года умнее, не становясь на 3 года старше. Если это не стоит $1000, вы просто неправильно думаете. Вы можете заплатить $5000 и стать невероятным спикером. Но нет, вы не хотите платить. Вы лучше будете тренироваться 5 лет, проходить через взлеты, падения, учиться на своих ошибках и терпеть поражения. Я научился не быть гордым, когда речь идет об обучении у экспертов. Я готов платить за передачу их знаний. Знаете, сколько... За передачу их знаний. Да, все.
Do you know how much Marina and I pay other people for coaching? Enormous amounts of money. We've spent, gosh, it has to be in the millions. I've spent $250,000 for a day, one day, with a person. I've had 6-figure days multiple times. Why? Because I can be 5 years smarter, 7 years smarter, 10 years smarter without being 5, 7, or 10 years older. The knowledge is more valuable than what it would cost me in dollars to be able to pass it forward. I would rather save the time. We only have so much time. So if we can condense our learning and our growth and our personal development into a shorter period of time, it's always the best investment.
Okay.
You know why I became...
Знаете, сколько мы с Морин платим за коучинг, за тренировки? Огромные суммы. Мы потратили, наверное, миллионы на это. Однажды я заплатила 250 тысяч за 1 день с экспертом. У меня было несколько таких шестизначных дней. Почему? Потому что я мог стать на 5, 7, 10 лет умнее без того, чтобы стать на 5, 7, 10 лет старше. Эти знания стоят больше, чем сумма, которую за них заплатишь. Я хочу сэкономить время, оно у нас ограничено. Если мы можем сжать обучение, рост и развитие в короткий срок, это всегда лучшая инвестиция.
My best investment, better than the S&P 500, better than crypto, better than an individual stock, better than real estate, better than anything, is because I became a high earning person based upon the knowledge that I developed, one, through sweat equity, plan, do, review, but two, by finding experts and having those experts transfer their knowledge to me. You can start with books, but buy the books. You can start with audiobooks, but buy the audiobooks. You could start with a course. Buy the course, consume the course, use the course, develop yourself. You can start with an event. Start. You can get a coach. You can try all different types of things. But don't be so prideful that you're not willing to pay somebody else who spent a good portion of their life learning a particular skill, and they'll transfer it to you for money. Don't try to...
Okay. Знаете, почему я стал своей лучшей инвестицией? Лучше, чем S&P 500, лучше, чем крипто, лучше, чем отдельные акции, лучше, чем недвижимость или real estate. Потому что я стал высокооплачиваемым профессионалом, благодаря знаниям, которые развивал 2 способами. И через усилия, через труд, через пот, и второе, через экспертов. Вы можете начать с книг, покупайте книги. Вы можете начать с аудиокниг, покупайте тоже их. Можете начать с курсов, приобретайте, изучайте, применяйте и развивайтесь. Вы можете начинать и с мероприятий, с посещением их. Наймите тренера или коуча. Но главное, не будьте настолько гордыми, чтобы не платить человеку, который посвятил значительную часть жизни изучению навыка и готов передать его вам.
Shortcut yourself. Go to the source. Find the best you can. And it's the same kind of thing. If, the most expensive accountant is the cheapest accountant. Isn't that funny? The most valuable accountant is probably the most expensive accountant. Same thing with an attorney. The most expensive attorney is the cheapest hourly attorney. They're going to cost you more money because they're going to make more mistakes. They're not going to represent you well. So it took me a while to get solid on this. I started with little audio programs. I started, at the beginning, I started with I'd have a little tape and I'd borrow it from somebody. I'd borrow a book. And they're like, no, I'm not borrowing any more books. I'm buying a book. Oh, I'm going to buy this audio course. Oh, I'm going to go to this event. I'm going to become this person's, I'm going to let them coach me and I'll go into their boot camp and I'll learn. I'll take my notes. I'll sit there and I'll learn. And I want to be able to ask questions. I want to be able to really dive in. And I'm willing to pay for access to excellence. You do the same, okay? At least consider it. I promise you it's a shortcut on success in your business, okay? I'll see you tomorrow.
Не пытайтесь сэкономить там, где нужна инвестиция. Идите к источнику, ищите лучших. То же самое получается и с бухгалтерами. Самый дорогой бухгалтер на самом деле самый дешевый, потому что он не допустит ошибок. Не надо тратить ни время, ни деньги на это. То же самое с юристами. Дешевый юрист обойдется дороже, потому что она делает много ошибок. Я пробовал разные пути. Я начинал с аудиокассет. Сначала брал все у друзей, потом понял, все, больше не беру ничего, я покупаю сам. Купил книгу, купил аудиокурс, пошел на тренинг, записался на коучинг, участвовал в их буткемпах, делал заметки, учился, задавал вопросы, погружался в проблемы и решения их. Я готов платить за доступ к экспертности. Сделайте то же самое. Или хотя бы подумайте об этом. Обещаю, что самый короткий путь к успеху в вашем бизнесе заключается в этом. Доступ к экспертности. Увидимся завтра. Берегите себя.
Thanks a lot, Zoya. Excellent translation. Excellent. Thank you. He said one phrase which is super powerful, one of them. First of all his video is very, very valuable. And he said, knowledge is the power. Everybody agree about that? I would like to have some feedback from you. Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Yes. Anybody else? Thank you, Zoya.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. How about that? If you know how to make a presentation and you never made a presentation, is that powerful? If you know a lot of information about products and you never share this information with other people about product, is it powerful? No. Apply knowledge is powerful. Write it down this sentence. Knowledge is not power. Apply knowledge is the power. Remember that. Only if you make a presentation, if you approach prospect, when you share, when you know how to approach prospect, when you know how to invite prospect, when you share information about your products, your favorite product, not all of them, not 140 products, we have inventory about 140 products, then it will be applied knowledge. Any comments on that? Everybody on mute. I love it. Okay. I have one more video, but I don't want to translate this video. I have many videos, but this video we should just watch. It will be like continuation what we just got from Eric. Hold on for a minute. Let me change the screen, please.
One of the small things that make a big difference for you in growing your network.
Hold on, please. Let me be sure that I want you to see this video. Can you see Eric, please?
Yes.
Okay, let's just listen, watch and listen. No translation, it's a short video. Everybody will understand. Let's play it.
One of the small things that make a big difference for you in growing your network marketing empire is being an ambassador for your product, being the number one raving fan about your product or service. It's so important. And you might think, well, of course I'm using the products, but are you really an ambassador? So if you're going to be representing a particular product, are you going to have more credibility if you use the product yourself? Are you going to build stronger belief about the benefits of that product if you use the product yourself? Are you going to be able to share more effectively with others if you use the product yourself? Of course. And some people, no, yeah. I use it. Are you? Are you using it exactly how it's recommended? Are you consistent with it? Are you loud with your excitement about it? Do you promote it to others? So little tips. First of all, if you're going to take the product, if you can take it publicly, do it. Why does that matter? Why does that matter? Well, if you're in front of a bunch of people at your, let's say you have a job and you're working for somebody else. If you're in front of somebody and you take your product in front of somebody without saying anything, what's likely to happen? People say, well, what's that? Tell me about that product. What are you taking? Oh, this is, let me tell you why I take this. And you can share why you take it. Publicly using your products anytime you possibly can. And some of you are saying, well, I don't get out of my house. Can you publicly take your products anyway? Of course. Can you go live on some social media platform and take your product in front of the world? Yes. Say you can go live and talk about something else going on with your family while you're talking about it. You can take the product. And then people start asking, what's that? What's that? And you can share with them. I had a neighbor of mine who was the president of Pepsi Bottling Company when I lived in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the United States. And he was Mr. Pepsi. You went to his house, every Pepsi product was all over the place in the refrigerator. There, he had his displays, everything else up in his house. He made sure that the local country club switched their products to Pepsi from Coke. He made sure that the restaurants in the area, any restaurant he went to, you got to have Pepsi products. He was the loudest spokesperson for that particular product. And then he got a job as CEO of Dr. Pepper. And guess what? He, that fast, became the world's biggest ambassador for Dr. Pepper. He was telling everybody about Dr. Pepper products, their whole line of products. He was making sure that all of the restaurants he went to had those products. He was making sure that they had it in the local country club. He was making sure they had it here, they had it there. If you went to his house, everything was filled with those products. He was an ambassador. He was a professional. So should that matter? I will tell you it does. It matters. Are you a real ambassador for your products? If you're not just getting the benefits, but you're becoming a spokesperson for your products, will that make a difference? And if you have a service instead of a product, just, make the connection. Are you a spokesperson? Are you an ambassador? Are you a walking, talking influencer about your product or service? If the answer is no, you're taking it by yourself and you're just kind of like a secret agent, that's going to have an impact on your business. If you're very loud and proud about it, not obnoxious, but loud and proud. My neighbor was loud and proud about the brands he represented. He was all in. If you're all in, will that make a difference? Will it influence your team? Of course. Will it influence your prospects? Of course. Will it influence your family? Of course. So think about the long-term impact of all of that. It all starts with you becoming a product of your product, becoming an ambassador, becoming a spokesperson, becoming a walking, talking influencer. Little things make a big difference. This is one of those little things. Start today. Okay? Start today. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Any comments? Any question? Be the product of the product. That's Eric Worre advice, and it's my advice too. Follow the rules. Thank you, Zoya. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you next Monday. Good night.
Good night.